Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. So, a lot has been going on in my life recently, and I have been absent due to some of those things that have happened, absent from the podcast. And I just want to talk to you guys about this today because, being authentic is really important to me. That's why I'm doing this. We all have a message, and it comes only from a place of authenticity. And people struggle to figure out what their purpose is. And I find that this is usually the reason why, because they feel that they have to just do something and they don't necessarily figure out where that's coming from authentically to them. So I am blessed because I do know what my purpose is. And I know that, it can be kind of like trying to find your way through the dark without a light, before you figure it out. So if you're going through that right now, just know that I'm not saying this from a place of judgment. I know where you're coming from because I've been there in my own way. So some of you know my story already. I have experienced depression, anxiety, and grief, just like so many other people. And I found some really great resources and tools that have helped me in the journey of overcoming those experiences with grief and anxiety and depression. And as you know, if you've listened, if you know my story, gratitude has played the biggest role in that. And so what's going on recently? You're probably listening to me talking like, okay, just get to the point. What is happening? Someone very, very close to me, someone that I care about very much and that plays an important role in my life, is experiencing a relapse in their journey with addiction. And even though I struggle with addiction sometimes on a regular basis, I had issues of my own years and years ago. After I had my child, and I took pain pills after I came home from the hospital, and I was given a lot of them, and I took them all. And, I was delusional in a sense that they were making me feel better, and they were helping me be a better parent, and they were helping me be a better employee. And, I could just block out my pain, not only physical pain, but mental pain and emotional pain, with those pills, with those drugs. So sometimes, no matter what we've been through, it can be really easy to quickly judge other people. And I'm going to be completely honest and vulnerable with you guys right now and let you know that I did judge this person when I found out about this very much. And I've asked for forgiveness for that, and I'm working through that. And I'm here to tell you that it's really, really hard. Just give me a minute. It's hard because when you practice techniques like visualization and affirmations, and you see them working in your life so beautifully, and then a moment comes along where you remember everything that you tell other people about how we all have the right to our experience, and we all have the right to make choices. And so you find out that someone makes a choice that affects you and the people that you care about. It's a challenge. It's a challenge to love them through that. It's a challenge to not judge them. And it's a challenge to not judge yourself for how you feel. But we have to find healthy ways to feel our feelings. Okay. And there are some techniques that I've learned, like with my body movements. For example, when you're feeling angry, just find a wall and press both your hands firmly against the wall and channel that energy out into that wall and press it out. It really, really helps a lot. And just keep breathing through it. Breathe in before you press, and as you press, just breathe out. Steady breath as best as you can. And just keep doing that process until you feel those feelings come out of your body, okay? That's one of the feelings that I have felt during this process, is a lot of anger. And that's why I'm crying, because I don't want to identify as somebody that gets angry when somebody that I care about is experiencing a relapse, because I know how hard it is, and I don't want to judge anyone, especially somebody that I love. And there's sadness because you plan things, I sit there and I do my morning routine and I plan things out in my agenda for the day, and nowhere on there is, somebody that you care about making a choice to go back to their drug abuse or their addiction. That wasn't in my plan. And for me, things like this, like my personal journey, my past, structure and stability and knowing what I'm doing and knowing what's going on is important for me. I can adapt easily, but just things that happen in my past when people are doing things behind my back that affect my life, it triggers my depression and my anxiety. But this is what I'm here to tell you today, is with gratitude, you can get through this. It's not going to be easy, but it is so simple. It's not easy. I'm a life coach. I'm a podcast host. I'm writing a book. But please don't ever think that somebody is untouchable because they have established this authority in their life. Just because I practice gratitude every day does not mean that I am some perfect person that does not experience not only the ups in life, but the downs too, okay? So if you're going through something like this, you're not alone, okay? But I am here to tell you that if you want to change how you've reacted in the past, and you want to be the person that can respond from a place of love and compassion, there is a way to do that, and that is with gratitude, and that is with affirmations. Give me just a second. I did not plan this episode very much. I just felt called to do it, so my emotions are catching me a little bit off guard, so just keep going with me. So we can learn to love people through this, okay? We can learn that they're like us, okay? Like, we all make mistakes. We all do things that we would like to say that we didn't. And that's okay. That's part of being a human. And we all have the right to grow, and we have the right to make our decisions, even if they affect other people, okay? And I know it doesn't feel fair and it doesn't feel right. And that doesn't mean that we have to enable that person, okay? That doesn't mean that we have to say, hey, I'm okay with you doing this. But we can help them through that, okay? Even if we've helped them many, many times before and they do good for a while and then they relapse, okay? That's just the journey sometimes. And some people stay clean longer than others, okay? And sometimes you have to just understand that this is what it is, you know? For me, I'm addicted to cigarettes, and I quit for a really, really long time. And a traumatic event triggered me at the beginning of the year, and I turned right back to that. And that's something that I'm working on every day. And that affects people too. You know, it's not illegal, but it has an effect on the people in my life. And this is why I say we can't judge people, because we all have things. You know, your thing might be donuts or coffee. You know, maybe if you don't have your coffee at the morning, you snap at people. This is why I say we can't judge anybody else, because we're all just humans. Okay, and we can love each other through this, and we can have gratitude. Okay, this is the biggest thing. If you are wanting to judge someone else, just think about how grateful you are for yourself and your journey. And remember the times when it was hard for you, and be grateful that you are where you are now. Okay? Whew. This podcast episode today, I did not plan on this at all. That's the thing, you know, it's like, what do we do? How do we maintain the energy that we want to have? How do we maintain the vibe? You know, this is what we do. We are authentic and grateful and loving. Okay? If you want to. If you don't want to, you don't have to. That's the whole thing. That's what I'm talking about today. People get to make choices. And you know what? Sometimes the truth is, it just sucks for us, okay? Sometimes there's just experiences that just don't feel good. But it's okay, because you can have gratitude for that too. Because growth comes with that discomfort. You know, that's the thing. Throughout this whole process, you know, this last week going through this, so much growth and expansion has come out of this process for me. And I did not respond exactly the way that I wanted to. But that's a part of the process too. And like I said yesterday, I want to start leaving you guys with an affirmation to end the podcast episode with the Daily Divine Downloads. And this affirmation right here is really what inspired me to come out here and do this episode today. So, I lost my place in my little book. So here's the affirmation. I support others and they support me, and we rise together in accelerated harmony. I'm going to say that one more time. I support others and they support me, and we rise together in accelerated harmony. So beautiful. So I want to encourage you today, if you're facing a challenge, take a deep breath. Love yourself, and remember that you can support others and they can support you. And you can both be lifted up in a beautiful harmony. Thank you so much for listening. I will put a link in the show notes for my source for these affirmations so you guys can check that out. Thank you for being on this journey with me. Thank you for allowing me to be authentic and audacious and vulnerable. You can too, you know. People are going to think that you're kind of crazy, maybe, you know. They may think that you're different. But don't we want things to be different? You know, I do. I want to change the world and help as many people as possible realize that you do not have to spiral into anxiety, depression, and grief. Not if you don't want to. And if you do, that's your choice. This is your life to live. And with all that being said, I love you guys so much, and I want you to have a grateful day.